Can my phone give me brain cancer if I use it too much? Or is sleeping with my phone under the pillow harmful? Or maybe using Bluetooth earphones exposes my brain to radiation? I'll answer these questions and give you scientifically proven information about when your phone is and isn't safe. Phones use radiation called radiofrequency radiation, but it's very weak and can't damage human cells or break DNA. To put it in perspective, just spending 10 minutes in sunlight gives you much stronger radiation than using your phone for several years. That's because sunlight doesn't just have radiofrequency radiation, the same weak type your phone emits. Sunlight also contains much stronger radiation like infrared, which we feel as heat, and ultraviolet, which directly damages DNA and can cause cancer. The World Health Organization considers phones safe because they don't cause cancer, but what's the hidden truth? And why do respected organizations still classify radiofrequency radiation as possibly carcinogenic? It all began in the 2000s when some studies found that people who talked frequently on their phones for more than 10 years had an increased risk of acoustic neuroma and glioma. Glioma can be an aggressive tumor, while acoustic neuroma is not cancerous but still can cause hearing loss. But this correlation isn't strong. Here's another important fact. Since the early 2000s, phone usage has skyrocketed, especially heavy phone usage, but glioma rates haven't increased. If there truly was a clear link between phones and brain cancer, wouldn't we have seen an increase in brain cancer cases by now? According to the latest 2024 statement by the World Health Organization, using phones even after 10 years of observation is still considered safe. There's no evidence that using your phone for hours daily at arm's length, like texting or watching videos, increases cancer risk. Also, in studies with animals, the radiation intensity and duration were much higher than what humans typically experience with phones. Animals received radiation to their whole bodies throughout their entire lives. But humans usually only get localized radiation even with heavy usage. So these animal studies aren't realistic comparisons to humans. However, if you still want to be extra careful, just increase the distance between your phone and your head. Use speaker mode or headphones and try to limit long daily calls close to your ear. Keeping your phone under the pillow isn't recommended at all. It exposes you to direct unnecessary radiation. Even though this radiation isn't directly harmful, it's still unwanted exposure. And there have even been cases where overheating phones caught fire while charging. Generally, your phone emits the most radiation when you're making calls, or when the signal is weak because your phone has to send out more power to connect. Streaming videos or making video calls over mobile data also uses more radiation. Older networks like 2G and 3G emit higher radiation because they're less efficient compared to 4G and 5G. But your phone emits almost no radiation in idle or standby mode, or when using Wi-Fi or in airplane mode, or simply texting or browsing. What about laptops, PCs, and monitors? These devices don't emit radiofrequency radiation like phones unless they have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth enabled, and even then, the radiation is very weak. They mainly emit visible light and a tiny bit of infrared waves, which we feel as heat. The real proven concerns from phones and digital devices are more practical. Eye strain from staring at bright screens too long, leading to tired, dry eyes, blurry vision, and headaches. Blue light exposure can disrupt sleep, especially if used right before bed. Poor posture, causing back and neck pain, also known as tech neck. We now know that teens and children who spend more than 3 hours daily on their phones have higher risks of anxiety and depression. And the more time spent, especially on social media, the higher these risks. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin, disrupting your body's natural sleep cycle. Using your phone before bed leads to delayed sleep, poorer sleep quality, and greater fatigue. To help you sleep, stop using phones and screens at least 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. The longer, the better. Some sleep specialists even recommend up to 2 hours if you have severe sleep problems. Night mode can reduce blue light exposure slightly, but it doesn't completely fix the problem. Some studies suggest phones can worsen attention, memory, and academic performance, especially with heavy usage. But this doesn't mean phones reduce IQ or cause cognitive impairment in otherwise healthy kids. Children who start using phones at very early ages can face social difficulties later. They may struggle with communication skills, empathy, and reading facial expressions or social cues. Before age 2, screen time isn't recommended at all. But let's be clear, there is no scientific evidence linking early phone use or screen time to autism. Autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder with strong genetic roots and early brain development factors. Environmental factors can play a role, but screen time doesn't cause autism. There's a term called virtual autism that's used online, especially in viral posts or low-quality studies, to describe speech or social delays in kids with high screen exposure. But experts agree this isn't real autism. It's just a delay caused by lack of real-world interaction. And finally, let's talk about Bluetooth earphones. Bluetooth does emit radio frequency waves, just like Wi-Fi, but its emissions are extremely weak. Most standard Bluetooth earphones like AirPods or Samsung Buds emit around 0.001 to 0.02 watts per kilogram. This is hundreds of times lower than phone radiation, which is around 1.6 watts per kilogram. All major scientific organizations, including the WHO and FDA, confirm Bluetooth radiation is non-ionizing, extremely low power, and has never been shown to cause cancer or brain damage at typical usage levels. There's no specific time limit needed for Bluetooth radiation safety. In reality, the biggest health risk from Bluetooth earphones isn't radiation, it's hearing loss from playing music too loud for too long. So follow the simple 60-60 rule. Listen at no more than 60% volume. And for no more than 60 minutes at a time, take breaks to protect your hearing. And so let us remember, though technology empowers and connects us, we must always remain vigilant, mindful, and responsible. Because the best protection isn't just in evidence, but in wisdom and in moderation.